Have you ever looked at your book at the beginning of a workday? You just walked into the salon, you're looking at your book, and you felt absolutely nothing? Or maybe you felt absolute dread and disdain for every single person who was going to be sitting in your chair. Because I am here to tell you, if you're feeling irritated, short, snippy with your clients, like everything they do just pisses you off, it's time for a break. Maybe you are totally terrified that you're falling out of love with the industry, and you probably are, but it's not for reasons that you think. Hey guys, I'm the BeautyPro coach, Krystine, the host of the BeautyPro podcast. And today we are going to tackle why you are burnt out behind the chair when you don't need to be. Burnout isn't about working harder. It's hard work isn't the problem. Being diligent in your work is not the problem. What the problem is that there's no boundaries. There's no reliable systems. Because you can have systems in place that are not reliable. They just don't work. Okay, you can still have systems, but do you have the right ones? There's no recovery time. There's no downtime. Maybe you're doing haircuts literally every 15 minutes. Maybe you have back-to-back full head platinum cards, balayages with the hair length down to the floor. Yeah, you love it, but good Lord, you need a break. Maybe you're staying for clients way too long. Maybe you're doing too much, too soon, too quick. Maybe you're responding to text messages, emails, phone calls, voicemails at 12 o'clock at night. Maybe you're constantly squeezing people into your schedule when you don't even have time to go to the bathroom. When was the last time that your business worked for you instead of you working for your business? Now, I'm talking to salon and spa owners, but this definitely applies to hairstylists, commissioned hairstylists, independent hairstylists, and estheticians. This applies to you because I know quite a few of my coaching clients, of stylists in general, who think that they are just a forever, never-ending open door policy with everybody's welcome, and that doesn't work. Okay. When was the last time that you were at a train station? It is filthy and dirty, and it is a constant revolving door. No, that doesn't work. That feeling of not having a choice drains you more than you will ever know. Our industry, yes, it is fast paced. Yes, it is full of creatives and different colors and techniques and innovations and all this stuff. And it's just so amazing. But it is so much more than technique. It is so much more than your skill set. All right. It is emotional. It is your client's emotions that they have because they're human. It's your emotions that you're holding on, that you're suppressing because you're trying to give all your attention to your client, right? Like our worlds, our home life, our professional life are so intertwined that it can be very heavy and it can be a lot. The emotional labor of the beauty industry, that is what's heavy. You know, we are asked to listen and to have compassion and to smile when we don't want to, and to totally just give our all. But if you don't have what you need inside, it is going to be very difficult for you in every way. Like you can love your clients, you can love your team and still have and enforce boundaries. Boundaries are not signs of hatred. Boundaries are there so that you can love more, right? You're putting that emotional distance that this is where I end and this is where you begin. That is loving. How much of the exhaustion, the weight that you're carrying is emotional instead of physical? Yeah, we're standing on our feet all day. We're washing hair. We're folding towels. We're running back and forth in the salon. It is a physical, laborious job that we're doing, but it's way more emotional. Emotional weight is much heavier than physical. And here's the kicker. Burnout happens when there's a gap between effort and reward. You could be fully booked, but you're struggling financially. You're working nights and weekends, but you're still not getting ahead. You're feeling guilty raising your clients. You're taking way more clients than you could ever do. It's not a workload problem. It's a pricing problem. You need to be charging for your experience level, your expertise, your skill set, like your actual talents of what you love and what you don't love. The other thing is, are you charging the right amount of pricing that you of today, or are you still charging what you charged when you first started 2 years ago, 1 year ago? Here's a big question now that we're living in this technology era, the social media. When you think about the days of no social media, right? And you're running your business, do you think that your business would survive? Like, would you still be in business if you did not have any social media? You were doing it on your own, old school, with no help. Would you survive? Listen, we all have our own versions of success. And I talk about this in many podcast episodes, but a successful business doesn't destroy your life. So in 2 minutes, I'm going to share with you how you can totally recover your life. Hey guys, really quickly, I know this is a great episode, but I just have to share really fast. You know, something no one tells you is the better your business does, the more time it takes to run it. More appointments and more locations end up meaning more hours spent on scheduling, follow-up, and marketing instead of time with your clients and staff, let alone your friends and family. There's a better way where you can keep growing and get more time back. Gloss Genius is the intelligent system that handles more of the work for you: scheduling, payment, staff management, marketing, and client follow-up, all done automatically, working in the background to fill your calendar, grow your revenue, and keep clients coming back. 120,000 beauty and wellness businesses trust it to run their operations so they can focus on their vision. Are you ready to earn more and actually get your time back? Use code BeautyPro at glossgenius.com for 15% off your first 2 months of their premium plan. Let's get back to the show. Identify your biggest drain. Where are you leaking energy? Where are you leaking finances? Where is that time suck, that life suck, fun suck? Or where are you being sucked out of, and not in a good way? Where is that drain coming from? What is causing it? Identify it and get rid of it. Establish a new boundary. There's nothing wrong with boundaries. Boundaries are loving. Boundaries are beneficial to you. Every successful business person, emotionally stable human being has a boundary. And boundary, when you think of it as a frame to your picture. That boundary could look like only answering texts 9 to 5 on weekdays, totally shut off on the weekends. It could look like a mandatory lunch break, a 15-minute break in the morning and in the afternoon. It could be only seeing so many balayages or haircuts in a day. And most importantly, my favorite option, but it's the one that we always disregard, is you need to have recovery time. If you have ever been to the gym, if you do any kind of physical activity of any kind, you know recovery is everything. The better you recover, the better you get 8 to 9 hours of sleep every night, the better your body can function. But it's not just your body that heals and you get muscles and all the things. It is your brain. Your brain is a muscle. And not only is it a physical muscle, it is emotional. It is almost like your core of who you are. If you don't give yourself rest, you are going to destroy your future self, your success, everything. Believe it or not, recovery is like 70% of productivity. Burnout that you're feeling isn't proof that you're a failure, that you don't know what you're doing, that you're just a total screw up. No, burnout is the feedback that you're getting from life. Feedback is what we all want. We all want feedback. We all want to know what's working, what's not working. And when you're burnt out, that's the feedback that you're getting of what you're doing needs to change. Something needs to change. Something needs to be tweaked just a little bit so that you can be successful. But like reach your version of success, truly. More often than not, burnout is not always solved by a vacation. More times than not, burnout is solved by facing your fears, confronting your problems, having those hard conversations with your significant other, that team member, your employee, your boss. Burnout is your emotional way of telling yourself something needs to be changed. Your goal isn't to just survive. The goal is to thrive, to live the life of your dreams, to go out there and be a bomb-ass stylist. The role models for me of the people in the beauty industry that have just totally changed my life are the ones that have all of the structure, right? Like when they are on camera, when they are in front, when they are on stage, they are all there. They are present in the moment. They are teaching. Not a detail goes unmissed, or is that a word? Like they are on point. But you can always tell those stylists, those artists who are totally disheveled. They lose their train of thought. They're nervous. They have no idea what's what, and it's because their boundaries are not in check. If this resonated with you today in this episode, in this podcast, I want you truly to let me know, how do you feel? How is that working out for you? Comment in the comment section, leave your feedback, send me a DM with the word burnout. And that way we can set up a free one-to-one discovery call. I'm not trying to sell you on your version of success. I'm trying to help you. I've been there. I've been where you're at. I've gained 20 pounds. I was in a really sucky relationship. I couldn't focus. And then I realized that my burnout was all because of me. I wasn't focused on who I am, who I want to be, what sets my soul on fire. It was just a bunch of little tweaks. And so here I am in your radio, on your phone screen, on your computer screen, telling you that I can help. There is help out there. And it's at completely no risk to you. It's a completely complimentary one-to-one 30-minute call that will change your life. So if you're down to change your life, if you're down to get out of this burnout that you've been dealing with, comment below burnout. Send me a message. Let's get you on the books. I hope that this episode helped you. I hope you do take advantage of a free one-to-one coaching call with me. Your life can change, but you have to be totally done with the current version of it. You have to want it. You have to want to be the next better version of you. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with change, with pivoting, with having multiple passions in life. Sometimes you just need that kick, that push in love. So that's a wrap for today's episode, and I'll talk to you later.